New Griffith. Tomorrow it is on for young and old as, look, it's on for Griffith District Football Association Grand Finals. And it's West taking on Hamwood Football Club, and this is going to be a ding-dong battle. Make no mistake, Scotty Hazelwood has summed this one up perfectly on the back page of yesterday's area news. And he said it's a David versus Goliath battle. Joining me in the studio, Jason Matacco from the Hamwood Football Club, and Ben's in from the Wests. Look, they're all ready to go for a big game tomorrow. Ben, you've come out from England to play soccer here in Griffith. How have you found the season?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, it's from Web Club was when I first come over here, and the boys as well. So it's been a cracking season.
Yep.
Yeah, it's had ups and downs and some interesting games really, but it's been good all round.
So where do West sit as you enter the grand final? What's been the mission statement put forth? I know things are going to be cagey because Jace is just sitting on the other microphone over here, but how are things shaping up for tomorrow?
Oh, you know, it's always going to be the underdogs, and that's been sort of printed all year round. But you know, we've had 2 games against them, not gone great in either of them, but you know, on the day anything can happen, so it's going to be a cracking game anyway.
Now, mate, the boys in black and white are naturally going to be champing at the bit to get out on the pitch and really have a good swing at the Hamwood Football Club boys. Who are some of the key players we really need to keep an eye on?
Well, against Hamwood, obviously, you've got Patacco over there, and he's scored a fair few goals this year, so try and keep him under. Obviously, keep an eye on Joe as well. Great playmaker for them. Just keep those 2 out the game. I think he should be all right.
Now, the 2 players you mentioned, Jason Patacco's at $6. This is according to the area news, and Jake Catan's already at $9 to score the first goal. Who do we put our money on there at the West to score the first goal?
I'd say probably Luke Congdon or Gav Wiley. I'm not even sure if they're on that list actually. I'd say maybe even Stuart Smith as well.
Yep, definitely. So they're the players to watch, especially when attacking on the goal there. Defence across the back, how are you looking there?
I don't know. You know, everybody's there, full complement, so it should be quite strong, as I say, as long as we can keep those 2 boys out, I think.
Ben Duggan, your goalkeeper's had a little bit of experience in the big game, and it says here in the area news, formerly played for the MacArthur Rams, and he lets everybody know that too when he strolls into the studio doing his Harvey Norman stuff.
Yeah, he does. I mean, we had a game against them as well, and he seems to know them pretty well. He's a cracking keeper, so anything in the A stage, you know, great one-on-one stopper as well. So.
Yeah, Jace, mate, they've put the Moz on you, the first goal scorer. They're going to be watching you from the west side of things at Hamwood Football Club. How are you looking going into tomorrow's games?
Yeah, no, the team's looking quite good. We had a good hit out on Thursday night.
Yep.
We're in the same boat. We've got our full complement ready to go, so just looking forward to grand final day.
Now, by the season you've had, you should be wearing the black and white as in Collingwood. You've just been the Goliaths, the absolute mammoths, the team to beat all season.
We've had a good run, but that's come down to the commitment we've put in at training.
Yep.
But, as you say, like Collingwood, they had a bit of a hiding last week, so if you don't show up to play, anything can happen.
Exactly, anything can happen on the day. Key players to keep an eye out on the pitch. Who are you keeping an eye on at Wests?
Ben and Stewie Smith in the middle, they've been controlling things. As we've seen in the last few games, they've really been keeping to their structure and playing a good disciplined game all around the park. So in grand finals, it's too hard to target really one player. You've got to all round look after everyone, otherwise anything can happen.
Has the arrival of Ben from overseas as an import player, has that made an impact on their team as looking from the outside in?
Yeah, no, they've
been an impact player.
They've got a few of the boys that have come over from England, and they've really strengthened not only the West club but the whole competition. It's changed it from just being really a Hamwood and Ugali finals or Ugali finals where West have really come out and they've performed well at the right time of the year and they deserve their spot in the final.
Now, mate, I've had a look at the team, the Hamwood Football Club team on paper. There's a good mix of youth and older experience in your team. Will that really come into play factor tomorrow when the whistle sounds? Yeah,
no, it will. We've had that all year. We've pretty much been able to keep the same squad together all year, and it's a good mix. We've got the older boys with Anthony, the coach, Joe, Ganzaretti, Michael Moose, and Jonathan Favre, who have really led us around. And we've had the younger boys come in, and they've stepped into their role perfectly.
Now, Ben, if I give you one last chance on the microphone, what's the mission statement for tomorrow going into the big one, the grand final?
Really just want the boys to go out there and put everything into it. Obviously, for myself and possibly James, it's going to be our last game, so we're going to go out, you know, all guns firing really, and try and put it to them.
Now, Jace, one last comment from you before you hit the pitch tomorrow. What's the mission statement for Hamwood Football Club?
Just firstly, a big congrats to the 17s and the reserves also make the final, and just as many people to get out there and support the game. And to our boys, obviously we're just going to give our all like we have all year, and fingers crossed we can take the cup home.
Games start early tomorrow morning out there at the Hamwood Sports Ground, and we would love to have a huge, massive crowd out there. With a bit of luck, the weather will be on your side. Will weather be a factor, boys, at all? Ben, do you reckon if we get a drop of rain like we did the last couple of days, will that upset your game plan at all?
Oh no, not really. Mistakes can be made in the rain. It does change the game and keeps drop balls, miscontrols, that sort of thing. So it can make a difference.
Definitely. And Jace, will the rain affect Hamwood Football Club at all?
Every time we seem to play West, it seems to rain. So it will affect the game. As Ben said, it affects your touch, and you just got to be more careful with everything you do. So just got to have our mindset on the job, whatever the conditions are.
Gents, thanks for coming in this morning. Shake hands and have a great game tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely huge. Make sure you're there for a great day of football. It's going to be happening at Hamwood Football Club at the soccer ground there, just across from the sports club. Zip on in and make sure your voice is heard getting behind your teams. The Griffith District Football Association Grand Finals happening tomorrow. Going to catch up with Brian Bertolin on the other side of this at the Good Sports Saturday, 963 2RG. Thanks, boys, for coming in.
No worries.